Hey everyone, I'm Theresa Kulikowski-Gillespie. I'm a functional medicine physician assistant with Kestrel Wellness and the owner of Fit Intuit. And today I wanted to talk about this book that I've been reading. It's called The Puzzler by A.J. Jacobs. And my husband got it for me a couple years ago, and I've just kind of started reading it now. The reason I am so drawn to things like puzzles, right now I'm doing killer Sudoku, I've done crossword puzzles, is because you have a perfect, complete, finished product at the end of it. And I think me being a perfectionist, I'm drawn to that I know that if I solve this answer and I solve all the answers, it will come together as a complete end product. And there's kind of a perfection to that. There's a quality of control to that. And I think for me personally, being sick for so long over the past decade, I've been more drawn to puzzles because, I've had so many struggles over trying to figure out the puzzle of my own health and not always being able to put all the pieces together. And when I do a puzzle, I don't have to worry about that. And it might sound silly, but there's some truth to that. And this A.J. Jacobs was talking about that in this book, The Puzzler. This is one of the reasons that we're drawn to things like puzzles, because we have this sense of agency and this sense of control that if we can get it right, if we get the right answer, we can put it all together and there's kind of this perfect end product. But what was more important about what I read yesterday in this book, he talks about, doing crosswords with a pencil and how important that eraser is. And that if we are so mistake averse, some people pride themselves on, I'm going to do my crossword with a pen. And again, this all sounds very kind of nerdy, but there's a truth to this, that there's a reason that we do these puzzles with pencils and erasers, because we can make mistakes. And that's what I wanted to talk about today is, this analogy of doing puzzles with pencils and making mistakes and having an eraser to kind of, mark it out and try again. That is an analogy for life, that we don't need to be so mistake averse. And these tools that I teach of mindfulness and meditation and self-compassion, they really play into this ability to make mistakes. Because when we don't have self-compassion, when we feel like we have to be perfect, and when we're dogmatic about our beliefs or our views of the world, it really locks us in and keeps us in this fear-driven mode that we have to do everything perfectly and we can't make mistakes. But when we have things like mindfulness, we're bringing this quality of present moment awareness that's letting go of judgment. So even if we do make a mistake, this is part of life. What have I learned? Self-compassion, self-love, these are all tools and practices that we can bring into the mix that will help us to make mistakes. That's the only way that we ever really learn, is through making a mistake and maybe doing better next time. And this is what I try to teach my 8, almost 9-year-old son, and this is something that I have to remind myself of on a day-to-day basis. I mean, growing up as a gymnast, we didn't want to make mistakes, but it was really in those moments that we made mistakes and hopefully received some constructive criticism from our coaches in a positive way, that we can then get back up and make that correction and do better next time. So A.J. Jacobs talks about, the only belief or the only tenet that he lives by that is etched in stone or is written in pen is to be kind and don't be an asshole. Everything else, he kind of writes in pencil, beliefs about whatever, beliefs about the world, beliefs about religion, politics. Put it in pencil, because if we think that these things are etched in stone, then we're going to lock ourselves in a box and we're not really going to grow throughout our lives like we should. So it's okay for our beliefs to change. It's okay to make 1,000 mistakes, as long as each time we're making it, we erase it and try again. And this is what personal growth is, I think. And we never fully arrive, right? I mean, the journey is the destination, so to speak. And it is different than that finality to finishing a crossword puzzle or my killer Sudoku puzzle, that kind of dopamine hit that you get when you get something right. And it's okay to enjoy that. It's okay to have that aspect of your life, but it can't be the driving force in your life, because life is inherently imperfect. And this, I think I'm talking about these things because I've had to learn it so much myself. And I still, on a day-to-day basis, have to remind myself it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not know. It's okay to think that this was the way that I viewed something in the world, and then the next day maybe I see it differently. But to remember that is growth, and that's, I think, what this human existence is all about. So I hope this message was interesting and helpful. And again, if you're looking for support in bringing more mindfulness and self-compassion to your own life, definitely reach out. If you're struggling with physical health issues, I'm a physician assistant with Kestrel Wellness, and I do telehealth with the clinic in Utah. And so please reach out if you're in need of any help or additional support. Have a great day.